What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome to the ABNC show. My name is Zayn Hashmi, and joining me is the one and only Josh Sharp. Josh, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of forgot we were supposed to record today, but we're here
Oh my!
now. So
It's every
dude, I'm
we
legit.
record.
Like I had no idea.
We record every Monday night. We upload every Tuesday, and I'm assuming. Okay, so this is totally off topic, and I kind of wanted to surprise you with this. This is. I went to sleep last night. Right? It was Sunday night. It was peaceful. I opened my phone this morning, and the internet is not happy. Can you guess regarding why they're not happy?
I don't know because Kareem Hunt got signed by the Browns or some shit.
No, close, but it's a certain blue person, a certain blue
Oh,
genie.
Genie. Oh, he looks so bad.
I mean,
The CG just looks horrendous. And then if you look at the picture that they like
the
released,
picture looks fine. I think
Yeah,
the pic. Yeah,
you can tell that they edited the picture to make him look better because they knew he looked like ass. But the thing is, if you know he looks like cheeks, why would you put that little first special look out in the first place?
I mean, yeah, you got a point.
I don't
It, that's right off the top. Just a very shitty morning to wake up to because my Twitter feed was blowing up saying, "What the fuck is this?" And then I saw like comparisons to, you know, what was that?
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan, Electro, Tobias Funke from Arrested Development. It
I
was
saw, I saw someone made a Thanos comparison, which I mean I don't really get because he's not purple, but
no,
whatever.
it is what it is.
It's funny because
So,
we were talking about that in chat last night. You were.
yeah, I said, what the hell is this?
Yes, it's
But
so.
I didn't think like all of Twitter would blow up. So, do you have any hope for Aladdin at all, or like?
Well, the thing is like I've actually never watched Aladdin all the way through.
Oh
Even
my
as like a
god!
kid, so I don't really remember much about Aladdin.
Oh jeez,
Uh,
we're gonna watch it one day. We're gonna make you
I'm
watch it
like
one day.
from what I remember from just actually watching the little bit that I did, it wasn't bad. I mean, um, I'm not really a fan of Disney's like live action animated remakes. I thought the Jungle Book was okay. I enjoyed that.
I can't wait for Lion King though. Tell me you've seen the
Yeah,
Lion King.
yeah, yes, I've seen the Lion King. I mean,
Okay. Well, I mean,
it's been a long ass time, but yeah, I've seen Lion
I
King.
just figured if you haven't seen like Aladdin, then you haven't seen.
I haven't seen like a lot of like the Disney classics. Like I've never seen Beauty and the Beast. I've never seen Cinderella. I've never seen Snow White and those freaking dwarves. I don't know.
That's weird. That's.
I was a Pixar kid, man. Like
I mean, so was I, but I
I
kind
watched
of appreciated
strictly
both.
Pixar. I only watch like Pixar. That's why Toy Story is like one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's
I'll
just
give you that. I'll give you
the
that.
nostalgia, man. And they need to make a sequel to A Bug's Life. I'm trying to see Flick and the gang
Man,
back.
that's not happening anytime soon, man.
Yeah,
But Toy Story 4, who knows?
yeah, Toy Story 4 looks alright. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, despite what everyone's saying online about it right now, people are gonna go see it.
I haven't seen anything negative about Toy Story 4.
I mean, no, I've seen a lot of people saying like, "Oh, why are they doing this?" and all that. It looks like
Well,
crap.
well, the thing is 3 was kind of like a perfect wrap up to the franchise, but then, money. So that's just
Yeah,
like
money. At the end of the day, it's money.
yeah, money. Yeah,
All
it's like
right.
let's make money.
So that we kind of got a little off topic there for a second, but let's
A
get
little speaking figures, but
yeah,
yeah.
let's get right into the show. And that is not the graphic. Oops, I was not prepared for this. Okay,
One take Drake, baby.
all right, let's do it.
One take.
All right, Avengers Endgame could be 3 hours, and the test audiences didn't use the bathroom. Co-director Joe Russo says we're still at the 3 hour mark. Russo follows that up with, I think the studio is down with what the best story is. Right now, we think the movie is playing well, and we've had great responses from our test audiences, and we're feeling very good about where it is. We're still doing work to it. We're not done with it. Again, this is a culmination film of 22 movies. It's a lot of storytelling to work into. Emotion is an intrinsic part of that to us. When you have to tell a really complicated story and you want strong emotional moments with these characters, it just requires a certain amount of real estate. This one in particular feels like 3 hours worth of real estate. And co-director Anthony Russo followed that up with, we have screened the movie 4 times for audiences now. For the first 3 screenings, not a single person got up to go to the bathroom. Josh, are you down for a 3 hour Avengers Endgame movie? 3 hours?
Absolutely, man. Like the thing is like Infinity War was so good. Like I wanted more. Like I think that was one of the very few Marvel movies that ended, and I was just like, man, like I wish there was more. Even the movie was already pretty lengthy at what, like 2 hours and
I believe it was 2.5 hours.
yeah, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Like
Hmm.
I don't know. I was just so engulfed in the story and just everything that was going on that I wanted to see more. So if Endgame is 3 hours, dude, I will literally sit there the entire time. I don't care if they do put in like some sort of like intermission.
Hmm.
I'm not getting up.
And
I'm gonna
that's
sit
another thing
there.
too. A lot of people are assuming, there's like, I don't know where it started, but maybe that they should put an intermission. Like, do you think there should be an intermission or like?
I mean, me personally, I don't think so because I don't. I understand the purpose for intermissions, but me personally, I wouldn't really care for it. I
Mhm.
think the only movie that I've ever seen in theaters that actually had an intermission was King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Oh, like 10 years ago.
That was like forever ago. It was
Mhm.
at like a dining theater. I didn't know that like it was like I didn't know what was going on. I was just like, yo, so is the movie just gonna end like that? And it was like, oh no, it's like a half hour. It was like a half hour intermission. I'm like,
Mhm. I
I
don't
feel
want an
like
intermission though.
see,
I don't.
the thing is though is like when it comes to intermissions, at least I know for me, like when I did see it, it took me out of the movie,
Mhm. Exactly, and that's
and
what
I
I
don't
kind
want
of
that.
don't want. I don't want that either. I don't want an intermission. I think people are prepared at this point for a 3 hour movie, and plus we live in an era where people binge watch shows for more than 3 hours who don't have to go up to the bathroom at some point. So
Mhm.
I just feel like when people hear like, oh, it's gonna be 3 hours, oh, I don't know if I can do it. You could do it. Like I know people who binge watch shows, right? 5 episodes constant. They don't get up to the bathroom, and then when I tell them, oh, Avengers Endgame might be 3 hours, oh, that's too long. Like, yeah, I might have to go to the bathroom at some point. I'm like, all right, man, all
You
right,
haven't gone to the bathroom now. Like, why
yeah,
do you?
like just empty it all out at the door before you come into the movie, before the movie starts. But
I'm like, don't get a fucking big gulp at the
don't get a
concession
big goal.
stand. You
Don't
should
get,
be fine.
you should be fine. But given what they said is Disney is down for it, and considering this is, as Joe Russo said, this is a culmination of 22 movies. This has not been done before, and this is kind of the ending of the Infinity Stone saga. This is the end of the Thanos saga, at least in the Marvel universe. So I feel like 3 hours it should be perfectly fine for a movie like this. Like, this movie justifies a 3 hour runtime almost.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just about to say that. Like, I think it's because of how big this movie is, it deserves to be that long.
Hmm.
Like hell, make it 3.5 hours, 4 hours. Fucking make it 4 hours, like the Ten Commandments.
Man,
Shit, I will sit there the entire time
I wish it was
and
four
just with a
hours.
grin on my face.
I wish it would be 4 hours. I wish, but 3 hours. I feel like you could tell a perfectly good story. And considering what they have to set up the world after the snap, and then they have to find out a way how to defeat Thanos. Then spoiler alert if you don't know, the dusted characters will come back, and then you got to give a perfect ending to maybe Iron Man, to Captain America, to all these characters. You're gonna need time for that, and I feel like
You can't rush that.
you can't.
They need a nice, proper, beautiful send off. If this really is their last movies, which it does seem like it is,
Mhm.
they deserve a nice send off that isn't crammed into a movie that's only what, like 2 hours and like 15 minutes. Like, nah, this movie
Yeah.
needs to be long.
I feel like I feel like it could come down to maybe 2:45, maybe 2:50. It's certainly gonna be longer than 2:30 though. Like, I think 2:45, 2:50 is where it's gonna sit. I don't know how you feel about that. Like,
I'll tell you what though, if the movie ends up getting cut down to like 2 hours 45, whatever,
mhm.
I guarantee the Blu-ray is gonna be a longer cut.
I don't know. Marvel doesn't
Without
really do that though. Disney or Marvel doesn't do that.
I mean, you're right, but the thing is, like, just like you said, this is a culmination of
Mhm.
a decade of storytelling.
Yeah, but
So,
I just
can
feel like
definitely
when they
see
say it's
this.
around 3 hours, I feel like they mean like it's about 250 something or
Oh
240
no, they
something.
said no, they didn't say around. They literally said 3 hours.
Yeah, that's true. But,
Yeah, it was straight
so,
3 hours.
I mean, you could also do like frame splicing. I don't know if you've heard of that, where like they literally go into scene by scene, just removing frames of a scene just to bring down the runtime, even
But
if
yeah,
it's
but
by a
you're
couple
like,
seconds.
you have to do that a lot because you're literally removing milliseconds. So
So
you have to do a lot of that to
yeah, but yeah, you
actually.
know what? Hey, if it is actually 3 hours, I am fucking down. I don't care. I don't care if
Yeah,
it's
and
3 hours.
Russo's, if you guys happen to be listening to this for some apparent reason, I don't
Some
know,
reason.
keep the movie 3 hours. If there is stuff that that you really want to have in the movie that it makes it longer than 3 hours, by all means do it. We will sit there the entire time and enjoy it. So,
but here's the thing. Here's the thing that catches me. Like, it was back in November. They said the movie was 3 hours, and they said Disney is down with it. That must mean there were conversations between the Russos and Disney. Hey, this movie is 3 hours. Is it okay if we could release it? And Disney's like, yeah, sure, 3 hours. So that means they could release the 3 hour cut of Endgame, which means they're down.
Release the Russo cut.
Release the Russo cut. It. And you know what? I'm all. If this is 3 hours, let's do it. I'm in. I'm so. So 3 hours. Let's do it. All right. Next topic. Disney promises Marvel will keep making R-rated Deadpool movies. On a call with investors, Disney chairman and CEO Bob Iger, the GOAT, said that Disney will continue to make R-rated Deadpool movies and other adult-oriented Marvel adventures after it absorbs much of 20th Century Fox. Iger says, we will continue into that business. There's certainly a popularity with those types of films. Iger also hinted that these films won't be released under the traditional Marvel or Disney banner. The company will make it an effort to ensure it's carefully branding R-rated films so we're not in any way confusing the consumer. Josh, what do you think about all this? Deadpool staying rated R, maybe the possibility of X-Force coming into this, R-rated, go.
Honestly, what I heard about that, the only thing I was thinking about was an R-rated Moon Knight movie. R-rated. That's all I really want. Like we've already seen, we've got 2, technically 3, if you want to count Once Upon a Deadpool. We have 3 Deadpool movies, 2 of them being rated R. Apparently, the Black Widow, one of the most useless characters in the MCU, is getting an R-rated movie. Yeah, I don't really care about that.
I'm down with it.
I heard she's better in the comics, but in the MCU, she's just kind of trash, low-key. I mean, cool. I mean, I like rated R movies. I mean, I'll see a movie regardless whether it's rated R or PG-13 or PG. I don't really care about ratings. But when it comes to Deadpool is arguably Marvel's most raunchiest character.
Sure. And
he operates best in a movie that is geared towards adults. So I think it's good that they want to maintain that aspect of him instead of trying to water him down just because he's under the Disney banner. Right. Because when you think Disney, you think family friendly and joy and sprinkles and shit.
I mean, that's about to change now.
Yeah. So I think it's good for the character. I think it's good for a few characters in the MCU. Like if they decide to bring in the Punisher, he's not going to be some cookie cutter PG-13.
And I'm excited that even though it's still going to be under Disney, the R-rated stuff like Deadpool, like as Iger said, it's going to be like its own kind of. It's going to be not under the traditional Disney banner. It's going to be maybe in its own universe.
And Disney Black.
Disney Black. I'm hoping, like, out of all the X-Men stuff that is getting quote unquote canceled, we'll get there. I'm hoping the one thing that sticks is Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I contest that is the best casting of any comic book hero ever in a movie. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
You're forgetting that a little man by the name of Hugh Jackman exists. But
you know what? Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. You know what? Both of them.
And Henry Cavill and Heath Ledger. So I mean, they're.
I'm talking about Hero. I'm talking about Hero.
Heroes. Okay. Yeah. I put Henry Cavill in that spot.
That's up for debate.
Okay.
I mean, it's all preference. It's all preference. Right. But you can't argue that Ryan Reynolds is practically perfectly cast in the role as Deadpool.
Absolutely, he's Deadpool through and through. Like even when he's not filming and he's just Ryan Reynolds,
it's seamless. It's seamless, and like I'm hoping that will be the way in. Like Deadpool will address, hey, I'm part of Disney now, but I'm in a different thing, so you can, I don't know. I'm hoping that's the way they go. That Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, is set up in this new universe. And he's our lead way into this R-rated Marvel verse, set probably in the same world as Avengers, but not really. I'm down with that. So this next topic, it's a little bit of a long one. I've got to prepare my throat.
Did you get any water or anything?
Yeah, I got water. I got water right here.
All right. Well, you might want to take a sip.
All right, here we go. Number 3, Laura Schooner Donner confirms some Fox Marvel movies are on hold. What she really means is that all of them are on hold. Following the upcoming acquisition of the studio, X-Men franchise producer Lauren Schuler Donner talks about the future of the X-Men properties following the Disney Fox merger. Donner says, everything is on hold since Disney took over. I frankly took a step back after Deadpool, so I wasn't front and center at all for Apocalypse or New Mutants or Simon Kinberg's Dark Phoenix. He took over, but these were things that I put in place. With Gambit, certainly, fuck Gambit. It's too bad.
Not a Gambit fan?
I'll get to that. It's too bad that it's taking so long. Exactly, because I really wanted to see that. I did too, like 5 years ago. It's such a great character. I agree, but I don't know what's taking so long. But let's see. Let's hope so. Right now, it's all in Disney's hands. We don't know what they're gonna do. While films like Donna didn't say this, but while films like Dark Phoenix and New Mutants are set to release later this year, movies like Gambit, Multiple Man, Kitty Pryde, X-Force, and so on have seemed to be scrapped. Whew. Josh, thoughts?
I was gonna be like, oh yeah, you should start this one, but
Nah.
you need a break. So, again, like one of the biggest takeaways that I've kind of gathered from this, and which was like the one movie that Fox was developing that I was super excited about, because it was from the developer of Legion.
It was Doctor Doom.
FX show. Yeah, I was super
totally
excited for the Doctor Doom solo movie. Like, I thought that would have been. I thought that was a really cool idea, because the closest we've gotten to a comic accurate Doctor Doom was in the 2005 Fantastic Four movie with Chris Evans, and even like that was like ass. So the potential of a Doctor Doom solo movie really piqued my interest, because I liked the names that were surrounding it. I like
the creator of Legion a lot, Noah Hawley.
Yeah. It's a really good show. I actually need to catch up. I felt like he would have had a good grasp on the character and actually would have put together something really special. But with the whole Fox Disney merger, we're no longer getting that. And then with Gambit, which has been in development hell for ages.
So that's
now,
my problem. Like, they keep saying Gambit's gonna happen, but it's not.
Yeah, directors coming and going, and writers going in and out, and you have Channing Tatum saying that he wants to co-direct it, and I'm just like,
Which
that's
is
a
ridiculous.
bad idea. And then you have a revolving door of cast members going in and out. Like, there was no possible way. Even if the Disney merger didn't happen, there was no way this movie was getting made, because it seems like no one wants to do it, because everyone knows that it's going to fail.
What are these creative differences we keep hearing about all these directors coming in, and then like 2 months later we hear they're out? What's the creative difference?
I honestly, what I think it is, I think Channing Tatum wants to have more of a say in what goes on around this movie than he probably should.
They should have done this in the This is what happens in the negotiation phase. When you're finding a new director, you talk about every single thing before the ink is signed on the paper. So they
probably just got frustrated with like how things were going. Like, maybe the studio wasn't moving fast enough. Like, or like they.
And then there was like rumors that Channing Tatum really wanted Steven Soderbergh to do it because they worked on Logan Lucky together, and Soderbergh said no. It's a mess.
And then you had Doug Liman, the guy who did Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow, yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow. He actually left to go do Justice League Dark, and then he left Justice League Dark, and now he's. Which I was super bummed about. Like, I thought that was a good. I thought him.
I was more excited the fact that Guillermo del Toro was doing it at first, but Doug Liman for Justice League Dark was a pretty.
Is it Doug Liman or Lemon?
Lyman. I heard Lyman, so I'm assuming it's Lyman.
Right, so like lima beans. I got it. Right.
And then I knew Multiple Man was not coming after the whole James Franco fiasco that happened, but we're not going to get into that.
I totally forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a thing, and then like 2 weeks later, a lot of allegations came out. Yeah, and then Kitty Pryde, I mean, they announced it. I'm like, this movie's not getting made.
And the thing is like, I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm pretty well versed when it comes to X-Men characters, but I don't think Kitty Pryde can carry a movie by herself. I hope I don't. I mean, I don't think I sound like sexist for saying that, because I'm the furthest thing from it. But I just don't like. I feel like she is not a lead character in it. I mean, I know she was a lead character in the Days of Future Past comic, but that's a comic.
Yeah, and that was a specific storyline as well. But with originally Tim Miller was developing it. He did Deadpool, and now he's doing the new Terminator movie. So that alone piqued my interest. but nothing else really. But Tim Miller's really what got me on board, but that's not happening. The one that kills me a little bit is X-Force, just a little bit, because they were setting that up in Deadpool 2 with Cable, Domino, and possibly more characters to be added. And poor Drew Goddard, man, he cannot get a franchise for shit. Because at first he was doing Sinister Six, and then Sony made that deal with Marvel, and now Fox is getting absorbed, so maybe X-Force is not happening. So
come on over to DC, man. We got some projects and he's doing I don't know.
I think Drew Goddard would be perfect for a Justice League movie. I think
Justice League Dark, bro. Book it, go.
Book it. But I mean, it does suck that a lot of these films are getting canceled. But hopefully, we'll get some new X-Men characters to love. I think it's time to reboot this universe.
I'll tell you what though, this just makes the development of Dark Phoenix and New Mutants just look even worse.
I mean, they're at that point, the premiere of any other X-Men movie, and then the premiere of Dark Phoenix,
Yeah, there's no one care. When does this movie come out again? What, June?
I believe Dark Phoenix comes out in June, and New Mutants is in August. I think August, September.
Nobody cares.
I think they should dump it to Hulu. I think they should dump it to Hulu.
And it's sad that people don't care. But the thing is one, they've taken too long to get shit right. Mm-hmm. Two, this is the final X-Men movie,
and it breaks my heart
in that X-Men universe that we're ever going to get. And they're just shitting the bed. They're literally dropping the ball big time on this.
It breaks my damn heart because we've heard that Dark Phoenix hasn't been testing great, and I love this franchise so much. And to hear it, hear the things that we're hearing, to end on a whimper, it's quite disappointing. It's very I'm almost at the point now, and this breaks my heart to say that I might skip Dark Phoenix in theaters. I might not go see it, or New Mutants.
See, the thing is, if they actually ever do make it to the theaters, I'll go see it because they're comic book movies. I love, like I said, I love the franchise.
I believe Dark Phoenix is going to hit theaters because of the investors and shit. But New Mutants, maybe not. But Dark Phoenix for sure is going to hit theaters.
I wasn't a huge fan of the last X-Men, the full X-Men team of movie.
Apocalypse?
I thought X-Men Apocalypse was not a very good movie.
I thought it was alright. I thought it was fun. Days of Future Past is fantastic, though.
I think one of my biggest problems with that movie is, one, Mystique. They shove her down everyone's throats, and it's just really annoying.
Yeah.
But two, the whole get up they had for Apocalypse just bothered me. I'm this looks really bad.
I mean, there was some. I thought it was fine for what it is, but it was a step beneath, Days of Future Past, which I loved. I loved Days of Future Past. Probably my favorite.
And then they had him come across as some philosophical biblical mastermind.
And it is Apocalypse. He is besides Magneto, he is the X-Men villain, and they kind of neutered him.
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it at all.
And
I was just this is a joke.
And it was just so disappointing, and it's kind of
poor Oscar Isaac, man.
Poor Oscar Isaac, yeah, and the makeup was bad. There's a lot of problems with Apocalypse. I still had some fun with it, but it was certainly a step beneath. But
I was more excited for Dark, not Dark, not. I was about to say Dark. I was about to say Dark Mutants. I was excited for New Mutants.
I was at first, and then reshoots. Reshoots happened.
Yeah. So that's disappointing. But I am very curious to see what
Marvel's gonna do.
With the X-Men franchise
and Fantastic Four. I just really want a good Fantastic Four movie.
There are rumors. I saw some. I don't know how credible this rumor is, but people were saying that they might want to do the X-Men and place it in the 70s or something like that, and
the entire thing.
And then at least the first movie. Like I said, I don't know how credible the source is, and I didn't really. I wasn't really interested enough to actually check in to see where it came from, but.
I don't think that would be a good idea.
It was either the X-Men or the Fantastic Four. One of them. I don't really care.
I don't know.
As long as it's good.
I'll be honest. I'm more looking forward to the Fantastic Four just because we haven't seen a good iteration of the Fantastic Four on the silver screen ever. And X-Men. We've had some great X-Men movies, but it's time for the Fantastic Four to have their moment for once.
It's Marvel's first family.
It's Marvel's first family, and it's such an incredible lineup of characters, an incredible villain in Doctor Doom, and they're gonna get Galactus. Do they have Silver Surfer? No, they don't, right?
No, Silver Surfer is
Fox.
Well, yeah. Well,
So
I guess
Marvel will have Silver Surfer. So they're gonna get these great pantheon of characters and hopefully do them justice. And I'm hoping Fantastic Four comes first, because I could really use a great Fantastic Four movie first before the X-Men come into play.
Yeah, we're counting on you, Marvel. Don't muck it up.
And you know what? If anyone can do it, it's Kevin Feige. I have he got more hits than misses. I think he only messed up with Thor 2 and what was Iron Man 2, and those were like what, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you feel about Kevin Feige. I don't know, like.
Oh, I don't have a problem with Kevin Feige.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like in terms of his overall plan or anything like that.
I mean, it's worked so far for the MCU. So
it's worked so far. Like literally, he is printing money.
And he's like extremely eager to get those characters back under under the Marvel where basically all the Marvel characters are. So for a fact that it's funny, like whenever he's asked in interviews, like, oh, do you have like a plan for
because legally they're not allowed to say that. Legally they're not allowed to say. They are. Yeah.
Well, he has like this 25-year plan.
He's like, he knows exactly when they're coming. He knows who he's probably meeting with directors already. So like
I'm curious like what they're gonna do when it comes to Wolverine. Are they gonna cast another Wolverine? Because
I think you gotta wait for that. I think you gotta wait. I think you could do the first X-Men movie maybe without him, and then do Wolverine. I'm hoping.
I'm like replacing Hugh Jackman. Like those are humongous shoes to fill.
I mean, whatever you're gonna do, people are not gonna like it, no matter what you do. You can't please when it comes to a Wolverine character. You can't please everyone. Like either you say you're gonna do it right away. Either people are going to say yes, or like literally it's going to be a divided like fan nation when it comes to that.
It might be different with Marvel because they've proven with their casting that they've gotten it right.
Oh, sure, for sure. I don't think they've had a miscast. Yeah.
So I think people will give them the benefit of the doubt and not hate as much. Whereas when DC casts a new Batman, it's going to be a shitstorm online. We all know it's going to be.
I remember like the shitstorm Tom Holland got when he was cast as Spider-Man, and I mean, look how that turned out. Everybody loves Tom Holland as in the role.
I wanted Dylan O'Brien, so I was actually pretty salty with the cast.
I mean, I was just a little like, what, because I didn't know who Tom Holland was at the time. So I mean, and like now he's incredible as the role. I think he's a great Peter Parker.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Although I personally am a Andrew Garfield fan. So.
He was in some very shitty movies, but he was a great Spider-Man.
He really was.
So like, it sucks that he was in some shitty movies.
Thanks, Sony.
Thanks, Sony. But well, you know what? We got Venom.
Venom. Yep.
All right. So, there was something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pitch this because this has been a thing. Do you think a good fit for a director for Fantastic Four? I'm gonna throw one name at you, and this would be almost poetic. Peyton Reed.
I mean, aren't they talking about Ant-Man 3 right now?
I mean, if Fantastic Four comes into play, then Fantastic Four are greater than Ant-Man.
I would dump Ant-Man in a heartbeat. Dude.
Yeah.
It's more because I actually don't like the character.
Oh, really?
That's a different story.
Okay, that's a different story. But I think he was gonna do the Fantastic Four. Like there was this great story that he was doing, and then Fox decided just to go in a different direction. And this was like back in 2005.
Speaking of Ant-Man, how would you feel if Edgar Wright got the gig?
Man, that would be extra funny, because the only reason he left was because of the whole, Marvel writing committee at the time, and like shortly after Edgar left, Marvel dissolved that committee. That committee's not there. Like the creative differences were between Edgar Wright and the writers' room or whatever. But now that writers' room isn't there anymore. So like now directors like Taika Waititi and Ryan Coogler are coming in to do whatever they want to do on the film they're working on. So I feel like
get Edgar Wright back. Apologize, send him a big old boat of money, and be like, hey, just put him in a room like right as long as you want to.
I feel like he could do. Oh man. Edgar Wright for Fantastic Four. Screw Peyton Reed doing Fantastic Four. I want Edgar Wright doing Fantastic Four.
Boom. I should be working in Hollywood at this point, honestly. I just have so many amazing ideas.
Kevin Feige, if you're listening to us, get Edgar Wright back. Or just, hire us. You know where to find us.
Yeah,
ABNC show.
Do that. I like having a job
at Marvel Studios, a billion-dollar company.
Hey man, anything's possible.
There's going to be new jobs opening. X-Men's coming in, Fantastic Four's coming in, Galactus is coming in. I'm excited. I'm very excited. So now we're going. That was enough Marvel for the show. Topic number 4. Shazam test screenings reportedly went well. Rumors of a cameo.
Oh shit.
So I showed this earlier in a graphic. So, I mean, that was my fault. I revealed the spoiler. But if you've been living under a rock or you really don't want to know anything about a little surprise that may be in Shazam, check the link in the description to jump into the next story. But if you don't care about spoilers, then strap on in. Shazam is coming out in less than 2 months and recently had another test screening. Reportedly, the screening went great and the studio is loving the scores. One little tidbit that managed to get leaked is that Superman may make a cameo of sorts. The word is that you see the S on his chest and it's the Super Justice League, but we don't see his face. So Josh, do you see this? Is this, number one, do you think this is credible? And number 2, why not show Cavill?
Well, it's funny that you say that rumor says that they don't show Cavill, but I saw a story that literally came across my screen like 10 minutes ago. It said it's rumored that Henry Cavill actually
shot a cameo.
Shot the cameo. Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
regardless, the rumor is whether or not Superman shows up at all at this point in this movie.
I really hope he does, especially after the debacle that Justice League was. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact that Henry Cavill was probably embarrassed by that movie.
Oh, dude,
especially when there were so many memes.
You could tell he must have been living like shit because of that. He got a lot of shit for that.
Yeah, I mean, constantly going on the internet and seeing people make fun of the way you look. And the thing is, it wasn't his fault. Mm-hmm. It wasn't his fault that his mouth just looked like a
turd.
It just looked really, really bad. Like mm-hmm. that was the studio's doing. Mm-hmm. And I think having him come back in Shazam and kind of being like a mentor to Billy, which is what.
Well, it is a cameo. It's not like a role or anything.
Oh no! I know that's just a cameo. But I'm saying having him cameo and him kind of become Billy's mentor in the future. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can get that.
I think that would be cool. Like, I think it would be really cool to see. It'd be cool to see Henry Cavill in the suit again, man. I want it.
It would be, but like the rumor about the scene that was floating around was that it was, why am I, one of the kids, Billy's friend, that we see in the show. Why am I going blank on his name? Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie.
So apparently the rumor is the way the scene goes is that it's an after credit scene. It's Freddy doing show and tell. Shazam comes in and just like Shazam's like, "Hey, here's my new friend." And Superman walks in. We just see the cape, we just see the S on his chest, and the class just freaks out, and that's it. So, it's just like a little tidbit, and the fact that every rumor that we've seen is that Henry Cavill and Warner Brothers, it's something to do with Henry Cavill's management and like their salary, like negotiations or whatever, that's keeping Henry Cavill like not play Superman in Shazam, which is a bit odd.
Yeah. Well, the rumor that I read said that Henry Cavill himself physically shot a cameo, and then mm-hmm. Warner Brothers would use it like if they were to like reach a deal, and if they can't, then they would use the one where he just
the silhouette shot, the stand-in, which is embarrassing to use a stand-in. Like, can you not lock down your Superman at this point?
Honestly, like if I were Henry Cavill and I saw Shazam and I saw like the S or whatever, and they didn't show my face, I'd be like, you know what, I'm someone else. Someone else is wearing my suit. Like I wouldn't want to come back. Mm-hmm. That's just me. Obviously, Henry Cavill and I are completely different people. Mm-hmm. But
Henry, you're welcome on the show whenever you want.
Oh, buddy, hey, you should come on. But yeah, I think. I wonder, like, what's the holdup? The dude is a megastar. People mm-hmm. love him as Superman. He wants to do more films. Sign the dude to a contract and
he loves the character.
Let's get this shit done. Like, mm-hmm. I don't understand what's taking so long. And it's funny because like I kind of came after people that were like complaining about about like whenever Warner Brothers announces a new DC movie, we were like, oh, it's not Man of Steel, oh, blah blah blah. But like, there should be something happening at least, like when it comes to the Man of Steel sequel. Like it's been a while. Like let's go.
I mean, when did Man of Steel come out? 2013.
2013.
Jesus, it's been crazy to think it was 6 years ago.
Man, I remember I saw the movie opening night with my dad. I remember that. That was awesome.
Man, I mean that movie. I think it still might be my favorite DC EU movie, Man of Steel.
Yeah, you know what mine is.
I know what yours is. But I mean, you cannot argue Man of Steel is great. I don't know where you rank Man of Steel. I don't know where you rank Man of Steel.
Oh, dude, no, Man of Steel is the best Superman movie we've ever gotten.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yes, it's better than the Christopher Reeves because I feel like that movie shows Superman in the way the Superman probably has always, meant to be seen.
Mm-hmm. And I agree. Like even after Justice League, I liked where the character's reborn. He's brighter. Like he's welcomed into the world now. We're finally done with this. As much as I liked it, we're done with this brooding Superman. He's back, So let's just get it done. Like this, they're like, oh, we'd rather do Birds of Prey. You're sleeping on $700-800 million, you idiots.
Dang.
I'm just saying,
you're taking it personal.
No, I'm just saying, we're gonna do Birds of Prey. I'm sure Birds of Prey will do fine. 500 million, sure. Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill now will make $700-800 million like that. Like if Aquaman can make $1 billion, Man of Steel 2 could make also $1 billion. Like what the fuck? It just like the way that Warner Brothers shows no confidence in Superman at this point now is just embarrassing.
Yeah, like I don't want what happened to Ben Affleck to happen to Henry.
But we've seen the reports that Henry Cavill might also be done with the role. Because he was allowed to take on The Witcher because Warner Brothers wasn't developing a Man of Steel sequel anytime soon. So that's at least 2-3 more years that no development's going to happen on it because Henry Cavill's off doing The Witcher, which is probably going to take 2, 3, 4 years of his life.
Yeah, I mean. When he took the Witcher job, people were like freaked out and thought like, oh, he's no longer Superman because he has another job. Like that's just how it is in the business. Like he's not just gonna sit around and wait for Warner Bros. To approach him with a contract. The man needs to eat.
Exactly. Like he's not gonna just be doing Superman movies. Like especially at this rate.
The man needs to eat. He needs sustenance. He needs to keep those big muscles big. He can't just be sitting around.
He's got to keep the abs.
He can't like wait around for Warner Bros. To finally call him and be like, oh hey, we're doing a Superman sequel.
But the fact is, like now that he's committed to The Witcher, and like shows like that could take within the year could take a long time within that year to film. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Warner Brothers is moving away from the Superman character.
Which would be a very, very unwise decision, in my opinion.
It would be. They are sleeping on $700-800 million, man.
Not only that, but like you're sleeping on one of your staple characters.
Not just the staple. He is the superhero. When people think superhero, you think of Superman.
I don't see how you could, I don't know, push him to the side and be like, oh yeah, let's get these lesser characters on. Like it's fine bringing in like more unknown characters. Like Cyborg is a relatively unknown superhero when it comes to mainstream audiences, and it's cool that they're bringing him in. And it was cool. It's cool that they brought him into Justice League, and there's some issues with his own solo film. But Superman, there's a reason why you started this universe with him.
What? I think I have a theory, and this could kind of explain a lot. So Matt Reeves' Batman is said to be a reboot, but we don't know when that takes place. If that ends up taking place in the present day with a new actor in the role.
He said this was like a prequel.
No, but that's not official. That's just rumor.
Well, no, he said that this is going to take place in like an earlier Batman, but that's when he said.
No, he just said it's going to be a younger Batman. They didn't say when it was going to take place.
All I know is that he said that it's not going to be an adaptation of Year One or The Dark Knight Returns, which I'm very excited about because there are other Batman books that are worth adapting.
I agree, and if that ends up going well, like if it's set in the present day, it's a younger Batman. I feel like then Warner Brothers would be like, okay, let's redo Superman now. I feel like maybe that's what they're waiting for. This,
The thing is, it's like that. Oh my god! If you think the internet's gonna be bad when Batman gets cast, if they announce that they are rebooting Superman with another actor, it is going to be hell on earth.
well, here's the thing.
Fire and brimstone,
Here's the thing.
weeping and gnashing of teeth. People will be bleeding in the streets.
But here's the thing: the Batman thing. I feel like the Batman thing is worse a little bit than the Superman thing, because now we're a little bit prepared because we've heard the rumblings that Henry Cavill was maybe done, and so
I don't agree with that because more people like Henry Cavill. More people like Henry Cavill Superman than people
the
did
Ben Affleck Batman.
like Ben Affleck as Batman.
But the problem is, when is Superman? When's the next movie Superman's going to show up in? Certainly not. If you look at the calendar, Shazam maybe, and that's probably not even with Henry Cavill. So that's 2019. He's certainly not going to be in Joker because that's a different universe. He's probably not going to be in Birds of Prey. He's probably not going to be in Wonder Woman 84. He's probably not going to be in Batman, and he's probably not going to be in the Suicide Squad 2. So at the earliest we see a Henry Cavill or any Superman movie at this point is 2022, which is 9 years after Man of Steel and 5 years after Justice League.
WB, what is you doing, baby?
Man, what are you doing sleeping on
What are you
$700
doing,
million,
baby?
man? It is.
Just like hearing that just makes me so sad. Like,
But are you bummed that Henry Cavill may not be in Shazam, even though Superman himself will be in Shazam?
yes,
Maybe?
because Henry Cavill is Superman. If you're gonna have Superman, it better be Henry Cavill. I don't want some bum ass in that
Stand
suit.
in. That's stand.
Hey,
I bet you.
I don't want some bum ass stand-in. No offense to the person who if you know the guy that they have, like, hey, I bet you're a cool guy. But like, no, like I want Henry Cavill. Like,
I agree. And maybe
do that.
we've heard it's mainly his management, not Henry Cavill himself, that is demanding the whole salary thing. But that's all.
hey,
rumor.
the man's trying to secure the bag. I ain't mad at him.
I ain't mad at him. I get it. Yeah. So that's the whole Henry Cavill Shazam debacle. Sticking in the Shazam averse, is Black Adam still?
That was horrible.
Yeah, is Black Adam still happening? An update on the Black Adam movie comes from producer, I'm going to butcher this, Hiram Garcia, who was hopeful to get the project off the ground in 2020. Garcia says, we're also ramping up a couple of big projects like Black Adam, and our goal is to get that going at the top of 2020. The script is coming along well, and we're in the polishing phase now and are looking to attach the right director to it. A lot of people consider Dwayne a superhero already. Black Adam is not a superhero. So to finally have him play one on screen in the DC universe is a dream for us. If the film is set to start shooting in 2020, that could peg a release as early as 2021. Josh, do you care about a Black Adam movie?
Yes, only because of his ties to the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, plus Black Adam's a cool character by himself, and I think The Rock is even though he's not Egyptian, I think he's a pretty good fit for that character because I don't know, just he's physically imposing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's physically imposing.
And it's The Rock. You can never say no to The Rock.
Oh no, of course not. Me personally, I don't think Black Adam needs a solo film. I would have to kind of wait and see what they would do with it, and I don't know, maybe read more about the character myself before making an official judgment on it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, how long has it been since he revealed he was playing Black Adam? It's been about 4 or 5 years.
I think it's been about 20 years.
It's like it's been a while since we found out that he was.
And I was still surprised to learn that this movie was actually happening. To be honest, was still happening.
Yeah, I mean, because when they announced that they were making a Shazam movie, I was like, they're doing
Shazam versus Black Adam.
Yeah, Shazam versus Black Adam. And they're just like, yeah, Shazam in 2019, Black Adam in 2020 or whatever. And I was just like, wait, they're making a Black Adam movie? I was like, why split them up when they work better together? Those characters have been connected for a very long time. I don't understand why they.
I mean, unless
want to set him up for a sequel or whatever.
Unless Shazam plays a role in the Black Adam movie, which I don't think it will, from the sounds of things. I think it's a mistake to do a Black Adam movie. I think it would have been. No, go ahead.
No, I was saying, it sounds like Black Adam's just gonna be an origin movie,
which I think is a terrible way to go. I think I collected more Shazam comics than I did Black Adam comics because I felt like Black Adam was a better villain as opposed to his own solo character. Like I read some Black Adam comics, I just wasn't intrigued by him, to be honest. Like some solo Black Adam comics.
Yeah, I'm not.
I just don't think there's enough material. I think he's better off suited in Shazam 2. And I get why in Shazam, like the Shazam we're getting in 2 months from now, I can get why they're not doing Black Adam there, because you want to focus more on establishing who Shazam is. You want to do the origin, and then do Black Adam probably down the road. And I'm hoping that's still what they're doing. I just don't see the point of a fucking Black Adam movie.
Yeah, I don't see the point either. I'm still gonna see it if they actually end up making it.
Yeah, it's The Rock, so
yeah, the dude is money when it comes to the box office.
it's true.
Money. The dude is a gold mine.
Despite what I think of this movie's gonna make bank.
Absolutely, people will literally go to see The Rock alone, and I think that was kind of smart on WB's part to get him, because people, they know that they're not stupid.
To be fair, he was offered, with the word around the street is he was offered the role of Shazam 2, and he went with Black Adam. I personally want to go with Shazam because you're the villain, you could probably die, and like your very first movie.
But you also forget how people might react to this. They're like, man, Shazam's not black, or Shazam's not Samoan. What is this?
Yeah.
And, you got a bunch of butthurt fanboys.
And you know what? The guy they ended up getting still got backlash when he was cast, Zachary Levi.
Yeah, when I found out he was cast, I was so stoked. I love Zachary Levi.
Yeah, I love he's and people are like, he's too skinny. It's called bulking up, you idiots. It's called bulking.
Yeah, I'm like, do you not know that gyms exist?
Exactly, and like this,
come on.
Henry Cavill was relatively skinny before he was cast as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Going for seeing what they're going for in terms of tone, Zachary Levi seems like a perfect fit for the role. It looks incredible.
He's perfect.
Yeah, he's perfect. And I don't know what they're gonna do with The Rock as Black Adam. I don't know who would want to direct this thing, to be honest. But that's just me. DC,
we'll see.
DC has a worse film on the way, and we'll get to that. It has an even worse film a stupider film in my plan. So, do you want to jump right into it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, you ready for the stupidest decision Warner Brothers made?
Hit me with it. Go.
An Aquaman spinoff, The Trench, is in the works. Per the Hollywood Reporter, Warner's has hired newbie scribes Noah Gardner and Aidan Fitzgerald to pen a horror-tinged script centered on the Trench, the deadly amphibious creatures seen attacking the hero and his love Mera in Aquaman. Details on the take are being kept submerged. But it will be set in the Kingdom of the Trench and will not feature the main cast of Aquaman. James Wan and Peter I'm going to butcher the last name. Either it's Safran or Safran. Sapphire are set to produce. What a moronic, idiotic idea. Just try to sway me the other way. I don't know if you're enthusiastic about this. Just try to sway me if you can.
I'm not particularly enthusiastic about the idea of a trench film. I get what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all know that James Wan is a horror mastermind.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
He does horror very well, and I think probably Warner Brothers and DC were probably looking for, mostly Warner Brothers were looking for a way to get out like the first true horror comic book movie. So they were just like, oh, hey, here's that one horror element that was in Aquaman. The director of Aquaman is a horror director. Here, let's just go ahead and make a spinoff focusing on that thing. But the thing is like, audiences don't really know much about the Trench. We had that 1 5-minute sequence in Aquaman, and then you had mentions of Atlanta getting sacrificed to the Trench, and we saw the creatures and stuff. But aside from that,
it was a cool looking sequence.
Are we just gonna see like a bunch of creatures from the Trench just swimming around for an hour and a half? Like is that how the movie's gonna go? Like I don't see where the story is in all this. I don't see where there could be a 2-hour movie in this. Like
I'm just hoping this idea of a movie was conceived at the Aquaman after party when everybody was just drunk. And like they've already made the deals at that same after party. It's kind of like the Hangover scenario. They do all these things in one crazy night, and then they wake up. Oh shit, we actually did that. Like I'm hoping that's what it was. And maybe
the thing is, James Wan seems pretty. He seems pretty excited about it. He mentioned that he said, during the process of them creating Aquaman, he fell in love with the trench, and he was hoping that there would be a way for him to revisit that. So it's definitely something that's real, something that he seems really really intrigued by.
If you wanted to, honestly, then just go back to the trench for Aquaman 2. I mean, to have a movie centered on the trench with none of the main cast from Aquaman, it's not going to even go to Atlantis. It's just set in the trench. I'm just hoping it's one of these DC movies that, got announced, but we never hear about, ever, because it secretly got canceled. Look at Cyborg. Yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, I could see that happening just because of the pure backlash that they got.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen a single person that has been excited about this. I even put out a poll on my page.
Mm-hmm.
79 to 83% of people that voted on that poll, just why? Why do this?
Out of all the okay, I get why you would want to do a cyborg movie. Okay, fine, I can get why Gotham City Sirens. Okay, Steven Spielberg doing a Black Hawk movie, whatever. This is the worst idea DC Warner Brothers has to offer. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this movie supposed to be? Why?
Yeah, I don't see the purpose for something like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do an extended sequence in the trench in Aquaman 2, or even extend the sequence in Aquaman, do that. But a full-fledged movie focusing on the trench when there's really not a whole lot there, at least to my knowledge.
All it was just some scary creatures and this hidden world underneath this trench that teleports you to that hidden world or whatever. What the fuck?
Warner Brothers say, "Ooh, spoopy, let's do more," and they just decided to make a entire movie surrounding.
It's like saying, Aquaman made $1 billion. People, the trench was pretty cool. It's like saying, let's make a movie about that fucking lighthouse, that his dad was in. Let's get some writers to do. Let's call it The Lighthouse. Are you
if this is, to me, this is the equivalent of Sony doing that Aunt May spin-off.
This is worse. This is worse.
No. This is not worse. This is not worse than
they're both
Aunt May
terrible
solo
ideas.
film.
No, they're both terrible ideas. But at least Aunt May is a character that. But this is nothing. This is nothing.
I feel like just the idea of there being a trend solo film is infinitely more interesting than a secret agent Aunt May. I'm sorry.
I mean, if they ended up doing that with Marissa Tomei, who's playing Aunt May now, I'd be in day number 1, opening night. I'm not gonna run out to the theater opening night unless freaking Steven Spielberg or Martin Scorsese or even Christopher Nolan's name was on this. Then maybe I'd get intrigued. But other than that, I think this is a terrible idea. I don't know. And the fact that they're doing this without Aquaman himself, even though this is his world, it's just even the stories in the comics of the trench revolved around Aquaman. And this isn't going to be an Aquaman movie. It's just set in the same universe. It just seems like everyone, they just greenlit this at the after party when everybody was drunk. And they woke up from a massive hangover, trying to remember what happened, and then they found out that this was happening. And they're like, oh, fuck. This is just terrible. Any closing comments on this? The trench.
This is something that I've seen people talk about. I think I mentioned earlier in the show that it just kind of bothers me that whenever Warner Brothers announces a movie, people start complaining about other movies not being made. That doesn't, just because they announced one movie doesn't mean that every other movie has been shelved and they're solely focusing on this movie. Mm-hmm. Warner Brothers is a very big studio. They have multiple people in multiple divisions working on multiple projects all at the same time.
And I'll give them this. At least now there's a guy in the chair. For the long, even before Batman vs Superman, I was thinking they should get someone like a Kevin Feige, not rely on Zack Snyder to build your universe. Get a guy in the chair. Get a head honcho who can oversee everything. And clearly, we're not going to know what Walter Hamada's plan is now. Even though he was instated last year, I still think it's going to be a couple of months before we know his overall grand plan. So Maybe there's a reason the Trench is getting a movie. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe this will tie into Aquaman 2. Maybe Black Manta's going to be in it or something. I don't know.
But this just sounds like a stupid idea.
Yeah, just based off of the information that we have now, which isn't a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound like.
And who are the writers? Who are the writers? Let me look them up.
Crap,
So,
I knew the names.
I was just asking, like, what have they done? So I'm gonna look it up. Noah Gardner and Aiden. I apologize for my loud keyboard, guys.
Oh, you're good.
I should have probably typed this in IMDb. Okay, so the Trench. Okay, I guess I shouldn't have typed that. Noah, what's his name? I'm sorry about this, guys, but we don't prep these shows that much in advance. Okay, so the only thing I find on Noah Gardner, miscellaneous crew. Okay, I don't think it's the same one. So the article did say there were newbie writers, so probably means that they're first time writers.
Yeah.
That even raises some more red flags for me. This just seems like a bad idea, and I think it's gonna tank. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think at this point, WB should just release some sort of schedule. At least let people know what's going on. That way, they don't literally shit on you every time you announce a movie.
I'm hoping Comic-Con. I'm really thinking maybe Comic-Con. Walter Hamada shows some presence. Because we don't really know who he is in terms of DC fans. We don't know what his plan is, and I feel like by Comic-Con we should know. We can't.
Hopefully, I mean,
yeah. With Marvel, they announced their plans like years in advance to the public, and we just learned about DC stuff from just articles that just come out. So, oh well.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see if this thing actually ends up being
I think this is just going to end up putting on the back burner. Cyborg, Green Lantern. That's we remember those. Yeah, we don't talk about those.
We're all about the Trench and Joker versus Harley. Or
yeah,
something.
Fuck Superman.
Which
We're
is
doing
also
the Trench.
Which is also a movie we haven't heard about in a while, and I'm really glad about that. Joker versus Harley. I don't care about that.
And the Joker standalone with Jared Leto. Remember that was
that's not happening.
That's dead. I think Joker versus Harley is dead. I think Cyborg is dead. Green Lantern probably on some sort of hold.
I think that was the one movie that I was actually excited for the most. I think technically they were supposed to be gearing up for filming like this year for Green Lantern.
Yeah, because it was supposed to come out in 2020 or something like that.
2023, man.
Where is the Flash movie? I totally forgot about the Flash. Where is the Flash movie?
Well, I mean, it's funny. They have a cast, they have directors, they have writers. They're delaying. It's supposed to be filming right now.
It was because of Ezra Miller's shooting schedule with Fantastic Beasts, I think.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they are literally supposed to be filming right now, but for some reason, the stupid ass Harry Potter. Yes, I don't like Harry Potter. Sue me. The stupid ass Harry Potter.
I didn't like the last Fantastic Beasts. I thought it was shit. Mm-hmm. Damn.
I don't care about no damn wizards. Give me some Flash shit. Give me the Speed Force. Give me my Scarlet Speedster. I don't care about no wand and Hogwarts bullshit. I don't care.
All right. That will do it for us, guys, of the episode 3 of the ABNC show. Josh, any closing remarks? Just
fuck Harry Potter.
Look, man.
Those are my closing thoughts.
No. Have you seen all the movies, like the Harry Potter movies?
I have seen all of them, but I have not seen any of them all the way through.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, the last Fantastic Beasts movie was shit. So, Josh, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at DCU News. You can also find me on Twitter at Really Sharp. That is Sharp with an E. And our website is launching on Friday.
Stay tuned.
Super excited. It's gonna look awesome. I will have updates on my page. It looks
incredible.
Really good. As someone who's actually worked on the site personally, who's put in a lot of man hours and a lot of money, oh my god, I'm broke. It looks awesome, and I'm super excited for everyone to see it.
Guys, be sure to follow Josh at DCU News for the updates on this awesome channel. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I know I'm excited about it. It's gonna be dope.
You've seen it. You think it looks cool.
And I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I'm going to. If you're following Heroic Hollywood or Comic Book or any of those stupid sites, go ahead and unfollow them.
Why can't we all just be friends? I'm not trying to steal anybody's job. I'm not trying to.
Just go ahead.
I'm not trying to start no feuds, man.
Just go ahead and start paying attention to Josh's Instagram feed, probably within the coming days for some exciting announcements. I got nothing exciting to add. I guess you could follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Pakibruh, Pakibruh.
I'll ask you a question. Where did you come up with that name, and why do you still have it?
Okay, so my friend's is this is probably like 5-6 years ago. My friend's username was Pakibro, and I'm Pakistani, so he was Pakibro, and I just thought it would be funny. That would be like Pakibruh, and he was forever. He's always like, dude, just change it. They're gonna get confused. I'm like, nope, I'm sticking with it. I just kind of sticked with it.
Are you ever gonna change it?
Probably not. But
well, there you have it.
There you have it. And guys, we're also on Twitter, and we're gonna be on SoundCloud. Actually, we already have a SoundCloud. I'll put the link in the description. But we also have a Twitter for the show. That is the all lowercase. Put on the caps lock for this part, ABNC, and then go back to regular lowercase show. So that's the ABNC show.
You gotta be precise about this shit.
Gotta be precise. So lowercase the, uppercase ABNC, lowercase show. Josh, any last words?
I'm really glad you say the name of the show because I know for a fact that I butcher all those letters, man. Like, where's welcome to the
ABNC? It's just like AB and C, but you say N because it's approved by Nerds Code Show. But guys,
I still forget that.
If you're not following Josh, again, I'm gonna keep bringing this up. If you are not following DCU news on Instagram, you guys are gonna be missing out on a great announcement is coming. I promise you. So I'm endorsing this heavily.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good, guys. Tune in. When should we expect an announcement, Josh? Can we get a little tease?
Of what?
Of an announcement for your page, DC News. Just tune in very soon, guys. I promise. Just tune in very, very soon. Just give him a follow, and you will not regret it. Give me a follow too, because I got nothing else going on in my life. I could use some followers too. Why not? But do follow Josh if you haven't, and expect some exciting announcements coming your way. That will do it for us. Until next time, see you later.
Peace.